Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. So today we wanted to share on the base and read the verse number 189 of Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. And of course, there's a connection also to other scriptures like Radha Kripa Kataksham or Vilap Kusumanjali, verse number 42. And we will also give a little bit light on that if you are greedy for that, of course.
Very greedy.
So then please help. I will just read, do my seva, and please share whenever you have some inspiration, then please share the nectar with all of us. So I will start with verse number 189, Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. O my mistress Radhike, O great illusory potency that enchants the prince of Braj. O you whose eyelids are a naturally flowing vast ocean of the essence of sweet ras. O girl, whose glances are melting with compassion. O girl, with the sweetly smiling lotus face. Please cast a slightly merciful glance on me. Again. O my mistress Radhike, O great illusory potency that enchants the prince of Braj. O you, whose eyelids are naturally flowing vast oceans of the essence of sweet rasa. O girl, whose glances are melting with compassion. O girl, with the sweetly smiling lotus face, please cast a slightly merciful glance on me. Sri Radha's greatly enchanting, merciful glance.
Gauravani, this is such a beautiful verse, and I thank you for choosing it. Full of emotions of the maidservant of Srimati Radhika to her Swamini. And I like also that you will put also other nectar songs and references, because we know from listening to Gurudev for so many years how important is all the details of Srimati Radhika's qualities, and in this one it is especially her glance. And I also like that she is called the great illusory potency, because usually we know it is Maya, but who is the cause of this? She is Mahamaya, Yogamaya, she is Mahabhav Svarupini. She is the origin of all, the powerful Shaktis. And she is enchanting Krishna, the Prince of Braj, who is enchanting everyone. So all this is already such a deep meditation, how she is enchanting the one who is enchanting all of the whole universes. And her eyelids are a vast ocean of the essence of sweet rasa. My God, my goddess. just one movement of her eyes are so enchanting for the dasis, and they look close. Just before the class, Gora Sundara, who was there with Gurudev, was sending me some pictures that Gurudev had looked closely at Swamini's eyes today, at our Swamini's eyes. And he sent me some pictures and he said, look at these pictures. Sometimes Swamini is looking up and sometimes she's looking down. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a miracle? And I thought, oh, it is so sweet to see all her movements and also to see how her Dasi, our Guru Manjari, is looking closely to all the details of her movements, of her eyes. And we have this now in this verse. How sweet do her eyes move? And what is she saying with every movement of her eye, of her eyelid, of her eyelashes? These details are so attractive. And then also comes the subject of compassion, that she has so much love and feelings for all her dasis. And we will hear about that, how she is melting with compassion. From my material, mundane mind and consciousness, it is so difficult to understand how someone is melting with compassion. Melting means losing the form, means coming into another kind of form, the melted heart that brings the tears. Usually when we are melting in our hearts, then we get the tears, right? Like the kirtan of the girls of Raj was melting my heart. And I feel that the tears are coming. And many, many reasons why the tears are coming also inside, internal reasons. And so in the same way, our Swamini also, when she sees our all endeavors and all our cries and our little efforts, she also is melting. Her heart is melting. She is watching us. She is alive. She is there. And then now Prabhupada Saraswati is talking to girl. Oh girl, before she was a mistress. In the first word, oh my mistress. And then she is, oh girl, a sweetly smiling girl. All these girls there down in the basement, they are also so sweetly smiling. They are the Brajbasis. They are under the special protection and shelter of Srimati Radhika. And we are so lucky that we can serve them in any little way. Because the Brajbasis, they have these feelings that we are yearning for naturally in their heart. They are sharing them with us also. We can serve them and they also serve us. Sharing their love, sharing their good luck to be born as a Brajbasi, for example. Many things coming. So I just want to go a little bit into the purport, because the purport is already, the verse, because the verse is already so sweet. It's dripping, and thank you for choosing this. I was longing for some dripping emotions.
Thank you that I could choose that verse. It's your mercy. So I will read a little bit of the commentary, and if you feel that you want to share on that, then please do so. Srila Anandadas Babaji, in his mercy, is giving wonderful comments on this. In external consciousness, Shripad humbly considers his own unworthiness for attaining Sri Radhika's mercy. Feeling unable to slacken his ordinary moods, he thinks, I am not fixed in worshipping Sri Radha's lotus feet with determination. How can I attain this most precious devotional service? Suddenly, the remembrance of Sri Radhika's mercy lights up his heart, which is darkened by despair.
So, Gauravani, I want to also, sorry to interrupt you here, but it is so, when I read the first sentence, it is so deep, because that is my position every day. Every day I pray that my moods will become, more higher and slacken, the ordinary moods, that mercy will come, that some feelings come, and some deeper feelings, not only for myself, but for Swamini. Usually I am used to feel, good for myself, but what does that have to do with my goal? It's a mercy already to have a good feeling, a happiness feeling in this world, yes. But really what I aspire is that my ordinary moods of complacency and, feeling of unworthiness, feeling of not good enough, and feeling of I have to do more, if they can be a little bit uplifted, then I can maybe become more determined to serve Srimati Radhika. So this is my position that Baba is explaining here and describing, that I need to every day pray, and I want to. It's not I need to. I want to. I can. I have the good luck. I am so fortunate that my Gurudev has given this service of Srimati Radhika to me. Now every day I pray for this upliftment of the moods, of the ordinary, of these, mundane feelings. Mundane, I don't feel is for me to go to the how do you say, cinema, or to watch TV. It's not that these things, I don't even consider them an obstacle anymore. I just want to see Swamini everywhere. This is the upliftment of the moods. If I can see her everywhere, then what is there, what kind of obstacle could there be? And the things that we are doing, I am doing in the day, they all become service. They are already in a way, but every day I pray that they become more intense and I can have a closer relationship to my Swamini. And I remember when Gurudev always tells us about his, divine moods, when he got the mercy from Radha Govinda Das Babaji Maharaj, even when he went to the televisions or to the cinema, he would only see Radha and Mohan everywhere. He was crying. There's no more consideration of unworthiness. That was an overwhelming experience. And I always love to hear you about this, Gurudev, how you were living in this ecstasy of being always so close to Swamini, that in every, moment you were with her. And I know you are with her. So we're praying for a drop of mercy of this. Please, everyone, share on this. It's such a deep point.
May I, Sri Radhe?
Please.
Yes, Sudevi, please come.
Yes, isn't it also about giving up our feeling of unworthiness? Because Sri Radha is the ocean of compassion. And her glances are merciful. And perhaps because we are here, we also only have to melt this it's not a question of doing. It's a question of letting go, of relax, of opening and no endeavor, effortless, breathing, feeling the exchange in breathing. It's an in and out, a waving. I can't stop breathing. I am breathed. The mercy is there. And perhaps it is a big question of ego if I say I am not worthy. Who I am to say this? Say Sri Radhe.
Jai Sri Radhe, thank you for your comment here. And I would like to add on that what you said. Because I feel that Shripad, his feeling of considering himself unworthiness is not coming from that platform which maybe we would feel. It's another platform. It's if somebody is loving you so much that you cannot even get a glimpse or frame of that. You cannot get a picture of what kind of great love it is. And you are flooded by that love again and again. It's melting your heart so much that you think, how it could be that someone is loving me so much. I'm so unworthy of that. Because it's such a great love. Even Krishna himself thinks that he's unworthy of Radharani's love. Even the gopis' love, he thinks, I cannot pay it back. But what to speak of Radharani's love? So this humbleness and this feeling of unworthiness is emanating out of this pure, highest, loving exchange. It's a part of that love. Maybe Gauranga Sundara or Jayananda Das want to add something, or maybe Gurudev, I cannot see him now, but maybe he's also there.
Tarun Baba is there, and please everyone just jump in.
If somebody loves me, that, by the way, he is slack on all my problems, all my bad feelings. Just by the way, through his love, is melting out of compassion. Not the heart is melting, the whole person is melting out of compassion. Where you can see such a thing? Not in this world. In this world you may not even see hearts melting nowadays. So Radharani's love is so great that we cannot even get the slightest idea of that. It's just natural that the devotee feels completely unworthy of that love. And this makes the exchange of love even more sweet.
Oh, Radhe, Jai Radhe, I think in the moment, hearing is more in joy than speaking. And I'm so thankful that I can hear you. You speak this wonderful, beautiful vision and Radha, and thank you very much.
Thank you for your sweet words, Madhuri. Madhuri, always sweet.
Gauravani, you just inspired to me to relish these Baba's words more deeper, actually. Of course, we can understand these words from one level, external level, but Baba is saying external consciousness. So it means that Prabodhananda Saraswati is deeply conscious about his spiritual identity, inner identity. And this person who is deeply conscious about his Swarup, spiritual identity, when he is on the external consciousness, again consciousness, he never forgets his spiritual identity, then natural humility appears in his heart. And his feeling that he is unworthy is very humble, natural, and in that, how it's going on then, from this feeling of unworthiness, he is praying to Radhika. I don't want ordinary moods. I don't want to swim in different moods, in different bhavas. I want only to be conscious and deeply absorbed in Manjari Bhava. to serve you. I want to forget all other ordinary moods because I have my desirable, exclusive Manjari mood, which I want to attain. And this is my prayer to you, my dear Swamini. Because many devotees, pure devotees, have prema, have a pure love for their Ishtadev. And according to the quantity of their love, they are situated in close relationship with their Ishtadev. But this unique position of Manjaris is such sublime and unique position that someone who is striving to attain that position, he wants to forget all these moods. For him, all these moods are ordinary bhavas. Because he wants to attain and take shelter only in Manjari Bhav. And he is praying, I am not fixed in Radha's worshipping Srimati Radharani. I am not fixed. He is speaking it from external consciousness. Why he is speaking this? Because he has only one goal, one pointed goal. I want to be fixed in Radha's lotus feet, but he is crying and praying for this precious devotional service. And all these words is not on a dharmic platform of compassion. It's not on a dharmic platform of Radhika, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead or Goddess. She is my mistress, my Swamini, my beloved worshipper, only one, my heart. And from that position, when devotee is in his external consciousness, he feels unworthy. And this kind of unworthiness is a rasa. It is a rasa. It's not materialistic feeling that I'm low, I'm unworthy, or everything. When someone who is really consciousness, his feelings, his heart, his consciousness is always rasa. Otherwise, if we don't understand that this is a rasa, prayer from the level of rasa, we will always be on a dharmic mood under the gunas of material nature. External consciousness, Shripad humbly considers his own unworthiness. He is not talking that he is Prabodhananda Saraswati. We should understand he is not talking from that level, that I am Raghunath Das or Rupa Goswami or Prabodhananda Saraswati. I am such and such Manjari, beloved maidservant of my Radha. And because I am in external consciousness, I'm crying and I feel unworthy. This is the sign of prema. It's not the sign of dharma and bodily consciousness of life. So and then Baba is saying, feeling unable to slacken ordinary moods. And each devotee, especially in the beginning, he passed through these different stages of ordinary moods. And someone who is enough fortunate to define what is my mood, he wants to forget all these moods. I don't have a taste for that. And for that, I'm praying and crying, and I feel unworthy because I cannot slacken these ordinary moods. Please help me. My only desire is to be engaged in your devotional service. And I feel myself very pitifully that I'm not fixed. And I'm crying from your glance. I cannot serve you. I cannot think on you. I cannot do anything for you, but please, Radha Kripa Kataksha, please give me your merciful glance, because Kripa is going through glance also, my dears. All emotions, Radhikas, are going from her heart and all body through her eyes. So natural feeling of her devotee is, I am completely unworthy. And this is rasa. Radhe Radhe. Sorry.
Radhe Radhe. I think you made it very clear. We also may consider that the ordinary moods are different. It depends on our personal stage where we are. His ordinary moods of Srila Prabhupada Saraswati are already very high. When he is not in the direct service, then he feels himself completely unworthy. Like you got something, and then you're losing it again, and you find yourself again in your sadhaka, and then immediately you cry. That means I'm unworthy. Otherwise, I could stay and serve and go on. Thank you very much, Gauranga Sundara. You made it very, very clear from all different views. So, Srila Anandadas Babaji is going on in this mood we were just talking about. Suddenly, the remembrance of Sri Radhika's mercy lights up his heart, which is darkened by despair. So the mercy of Radharani is giving him hope. And this is the light in the heart. Life is coming back. And actually this is also our hope. Our hope is not that, oh yes, I'm qualified. You know, I can remember 10 verses of Bhagavad Gita and I'm so fixed in my ordinary service. I'm, giving 3 aratis a day and chanting 64 rounds or whatever. Whatever it may be, I'm so qualified. No. My qualification is the mercy of Radharani, the mercy of my mistress. If my mistress is not merciful, I have no chance. So the hope in the heart is the mercy. The mercy of Radharani is the hope. There is no other hope for me.
I think it's also very important to remember how I'm always saying the same thing. It's always important to remember such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful explanation by Gauranga Sundara. Thank you so much, Gauranga Sundara. This was wonderful. Straight from the heart. I think it's also very important to add that how can we be getting this mercy? And the only way we can get the kripa of Radhika is by Gurudev. So I just wanted to say this, that the lotus feet of Gurudev is our pipeline straight into our heart, either as Gurudev or as Guru Manjari. So this wonderful Radha Kripa, this mercy which is actually from the eyes. Lucky are those who can see the eyes of Swamini. I can't. But I can see the lotus feet of Gurudev, which is Shri Guru Charana Padma, which is also very, very powerful. So when we always remember the lotus feet of Gurudev, we always remember the mercy of Swamini. Jai Ho.
Thank you, Tarun Baba, for your mercy. Always nice to hear you again and again. So Srila Anandadas Babaji is going on. The aspirants should be absorbed in hoping for the Lord's mercy in a similar way. I think this is a very important statement also. Is doing something. Some disconnection was, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So,
maybe 1 or 2 sentences.
Yes. So it will not fall from the sky if we just sitting there and make like this, turning the thumbs. So we should endeavor, of course, in the way Srila Prabhupada, the 6 Goswamis actually showing us. So we should endeavor in the same way, follow them. And then also hope in the same way. Beg for the mercy of them, because they have it already. The Guru Manjari has it already. So beg for the mercy and hope in a similar way. Sri Radha is compassion personified. She is mercy. Personified. She is mercy. If you speak about mercy, it's Radha. Even her body melts out of compassion. So when I'm hoping for this compassion in the right way, in the right mood, her body melts and is actually melting towards me, and a drop will come to me. What a wonderful picture. When a devotee remembers Radha and Madhava's compassion, he forgets how unqualified he is.
So Gauravani, I like it because now we have, heard about the different level of consciousness, thanks to also the expertise of our Gauranga Sundha. At the same time, we can understand that this mercy is for all of us. Srimati Radhika's mercy is for all of us. It doesn't matter on which level of bhakti I am. Isn't that a great feeling?
That's a wonderful point, yes, and a great feeling.
Even if I don't understand on which level I am and I don't try to analyze it, but if the tears come by listening about her mercy, which happens in this verse so much, that is already the highest thing. So even I understand where I am or not, that doesn't matter. But the mercy of Srimati Radhika is eternally there for all of us. That matters.
Srila Rupa Goswami shows this in his Karpanya Panchika Stotram 11 to 13. O Radha Madhava, although I am not worthy of your mercy, you should still be merciful to me, for you are the grounds of all merciful persons. O you who are worshipped by the masters of the world, merciful persons are merciful even to the unworthy and even to the offenders. That's my good luck. Although I don't have even the faintest shadow of devotion, which is the cause of your mercy, still, because you are the masters of all great pastimes, please be merciful to me. When a devotee remembers his unworthiness, he becomes desperate, sad, and anxious. But when he remembers the Lord's mercy, he becomes filled with joy, hope, and prayer. I think this is also a most important point, that he becomes desperate, sad, but also anxious. He will not be completely, completely hopeless. No, anxious. And this is needed. We may be desperate and sad, yes, but if it's on a spiritual level, that leads to anxiousness. I have to do more, to do more endeavor to get this mercy, because it's there. It's available. It's not based on some qualification. It's available. So let me be anxious to get this mercy. And that's why we will start to pray. We will never be completely hopeless. That's very important. If someone is completely hopeless, that's material platform.
Although I don't have even the faintest shadow of devotion, which is the cause of your mercy. They know it. And because of that, there is the mercy. So, swimming in tears.
Jayanandadas, yes, please share something with us.
So Sudevi Didi show us very intimate, very, very nice point. Because this, I don't have even the faintest shadow of devotion. I don't have any devotion. That means humbleness. So someone who is humbleness, someone who has humble person can get mercy. So this is a very important point. And especially Krishna does not want us to be very proud. Because devotion and proud is complete opposite things. So this is, and we are realizing, we are feeling devotion and humbleness and thankfulness, appreciation is very connected. So if we feel humble means we can appreciate everybody. We could see love in everywhere. But if we are little bit puffed up, then we lose this kind of feeling and the kind of eye. Premanjana Churita, Bhakti Virochanena. So this is a very, very important point. And I want to learn from Gurudev and all of you, this humbleness and this thankfulness. So if I see Gurudev, he always put humble position. Means he could see everywhere love, or he's very merciful. Whatever we have in that condition, lowest condition, or very, very puffed up condition, still he gives mercy. And devotee is a paraduka dukkhi, always compassion to the fallen person or miserable person, because especially Radha Dasi gets the nature of our Swamini. So someone who is Radha Dasi is very connected with Radha, and he or she, actually she get quality of Radharani, some of Radha's quality. So this verse Baba explained very nicely. So I'm very unqualified, but we may have hope, and we are anxious. One day we may get the mercy of Swamini, especially in this age. Radhika, actually Krishna put Radha's hue and Radha's feeling, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu express this mood. He does not care any qualification, or Nitai does not care any qualification. Just we need just anxiousness. I need this one. I want this one, even though I'm not qualified. So I feel this Sudevi's point is very, very beautiful, and this Baba's explanation is very beautiful.
Thank you very much, Jayananda. So he becomes filled with joy, hope, and prayer. This is a desirable stage of devotion. And in this mood, Shripad says, Aho, Swamini Radhike, please cast a slight, merciful glance on me. I don't have anyone else but you in this world. If you are not merciful to me, then where will I be? You are named Radhika, Krishna's Aradhika, worshipper. You will need this maidservant during your worship of Krishna. So please take this wretched girl with you.
So this is a very special mood, I feel. It seems to be so contradictory, right? It's on the one hand, please be merciful. I don't have you and anyone else in this world. And how will I be if you are not giving me your mercy? And then again, you will need me. You will need me. So that's already the pride of the maidservant, right? Gurudev, where are you? Please bless us. Can you explain this? I don't understand this. Can you please share something on this point? I guess maybe Gauravani have to read it again, huh?
I think...
Uddhavji.
Okay.
Yes? No, please, Tawam Baba.
I think Gauranga Sundara already said the main part of that explanation. This what you say, this difference and the dichotomy of that, the pride and the humility, it is not exclusive. One is not excluding the other, because, like Gaurasundara said, the pride of the Manjari is not coming from the material platform. So our mind, he will never understand this humility of the Manjaris, and he will never understand the humility of the pride of the Manjaris, because that pride is not stemming from false ego. There is no false ego. So if we see that the Manjaris are service personified, they are the incarnation, they are the personification of humility and of seva attitude. So if there is pride in the Manjaris, so they have not this mind, body, and soul. They are Manjaris. Their whole body is a body of bhav. There is no distinction of I feel pride, but their pride lies therein that they are exclusively devoted to the lotus feet of Swamini. So this pride has nothing to do with Hochmut. In Germany we say Hochmut, Stolz. Pride in the sense of I am something very, very special. But their pride lies therein that they know where they belong. This is something very different. Here in the material world, pride means everything belongs to me. But the spiritual pride means I know where I belong. I know my family. I know my Guru Manjari. I know my sisters, and you know what I mean. So this pride is very, very different, and it's not a bad thing. It is there, and this is also, there is no, in the spiritual world, there is no bad thing about being pride, and there is no bad thing about being humility. The Manjaris don't feel like they are, something very low class or bad or something. They know exactly where they belong, and still they are perfectly humble, because their whole being, they cannot, if you have 5 liters, if you have a glass with 5 liters, and 5 liters are in that glass, nothing can go in this container. So the Manjaris are personified bhav of humility and service. So there cannot enter something else. It's not possible. There cannot enter any negative emotion and stuff like that. So we can only understand, like Gauranga Sundara said, Baba said, this is nothing to understand. This is something to experience, he told me when I was asking. Many times he said like that, don't try to understand this with our conditioned mind. You can only realize it when you climb up the ladder in the journey of anartha nivriti and all these things. So right now we are confused. We think, okay, how can they be bright? But their pride is very, very different from our pride, because in them, there is, like Prabhupada Saraswati said in Vrindavan Mahimamrita, the Manjari's existence consists only of seva and love to Swamini. There cannot enter anything else. And because of that, they have every right to be proud, because they know where they belong.
Oh, beautiful. Tarun Baba, beautiful. Thank you very much. And I feel this is kind of tadatmika. You and me means Manjari. We are one. We are always together. I'm shadow. How can you separate with me? I'm always with you. So therefore you need me. I'm yours and you are mine. So this
Exactly.
So this feeling is very, very, what I say, this is Manjari's pride. So Tarun Baba said, this pride is real pride, not false pride.
I think, when you see in the material world, when I look at me, I'm now proud because you said very nice. You see, the material world, pride means I am proud of something I have accomplished, or think I have accomplished, or I have wealth, I have fame, I have glory. So this is the pride developing in the heart. But how can this develop in the Manjaris? It's not possible. Their pride is completely opposite. Their pride lies there that they know I can only function as a little part. But interestingly enough, they also know without them, rasa cannot take place. And even this would make us very proud, right? It would us make very proud if we think, oh, the rasa in the spiritual world between the Lord and Swamini cannot happen when the Manjaris are not there. This would make us proud. Oh, I am the main ingredient in this wonderful sabji, But this is very wrong. They don't think like that. They know they are an essential part, but why are they the essential part? Because Swamini wants it like that. And this is really, like you see, so many people are asking, what is the spiritual body? What is the Siddha Deha? So I was asking Baba, how can we understand the Siddha Deha? He is in a timeless, there is no time, there is no past, there is no future, there is eternal present. So we sit here and we think, how is this working? I am here in Germany and my spiritual body is there. So Baba, 2-3 times he said, again, this is nothing you cannot understand unless you are free from geography and chronologic, if you're free from that, you can understand. So I stopped thinking about this. I had many, many discussions on Facebook years ago about this point. Is the Siddha Deha real? Blah, 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 blah. I stopped because I understood what Baba said. It is something to realize. It is nothing we can understand. And only by the mercy of Guru can make this clear to us. His mercy can make us understand by realization. And it's very important to see that it is not an inductive process. We are searching for this truth. It is a deductive process. It comes down into our heart. It's not going from our mind searching in the clouds of truth, but it comes down into our heart. And therefore, I like this word. When Gauravani is reading Advaitaji, very nicely translated aspirant. So if you take this word aspirant, to aspire is actually what means Raganuga Bhakti. You see, aspiration means you are striving for something. You are longing for something. An aspirant is not a Däumchendreher, like Gauravani said, this one you just play with your thumbs. An aspirant is somebody who is striving to do something by his sadhana combined with the mercy. So aspirant means full of hope. Aspiration is a synonym. Without hope, there is no aspiration. So this is what aspirant, a sadhaka, actually this is a very nice translation of the word sadhaka, aspirant, because sadhakas need to be full of hope. If we are not full of hope, then nothing will happen. And hope is sometimes there and sometimes not, depending on our consciousness, but mainly hope is always there because we can always see the lotus feet of Gurudev. So this is what we can understand. We can only understand by realization, which may come to me at one point so that we can speak realized stuff. I cannot speak realized stuff. Gurudev can speak, and you can speak realized. But the path to realization is Kripa.
For this subject of proudness, actually, which is and Sunitiji who also bring it out, because the proudness of Manjaris are actually the proudness of their own beloved Swamini. And we can see from the words how proud Prabodhananda Saraswati, like a Manjari, is on my mistress Radhika. This is the sound of proudness. And he is glorifying qualities of Srimati Radhika through the words. Why he's glorifying? Because he is proud. But this kind of, like Tarunji said, this kind of proudness is devotion, is beneficial, and it's coming from the soul, from the spiritual identity and spiritual relationship. And I like so much, Gauravani read something, this is desirable stage of devotion. So Baba is saying the devotee have to have some feeling of separation, sorrow, because of his unqualification. And at the same time, he has to strive to lift him up on another level, that he feels joy, but happiness, hope, and this kind of level is above. First ray of prema is above. Without stage of bhava, no one can feel this, relish this, and realize this. So nothing here is from material point of view. Nothing. One word is not. And how proud is Manjari if we go back in the words, Rupa Goswami, what he wrote. He said, "O Radha Madhava, I'm so proud on you that I'm glorifying you. Although I am unworthy of your mercy, you are crowns of all merciful persons. I am glorifying you." We should understand that when devotee is crying and praying, he is not doing for himself. This is another opportunity in his stage of life that he is glorifying. He is not saying, "Please be merciful to me." No, I am useless. I am unworthy, but you are the crown of mercifulness and compassion. This is the pure stage of devotee, and Baba is saying this is desirable stage of devotion. We should try to go in that direction, not to stay always on material platform. So when devotee is crying, he is proud also. He's not losing the faith. When devotee feels that he is useless, he is also proud, because this is the way how prema is working. This, how we call it, a coin with the two sides. Yes. And Baba is saying, just please be patient just to see. Yeah, when devotee remembers his unworthiness, he becomes desperate, sad and anxious, but not like a material person. This is the relishing. We should try. If we, of course, like Tarunji said, we cannot understand with our limited intellect, and it's not possible. But through our soul consciousness, divine consciousness, at least we have to expose our heart to accept it. If we again put the dust on the heart, no, this is too high for me. Religion. Sounds very nice. Sounds very compassionate. Sounds very soft, sublime. But it's not devotion. And this is the great trap for all of us. And Prabodhananda Saraswati is praying, please remove these ordinary moods from my heart, which are starting from Dharma and going to different moods. These words of Baba are trying to uplift our consciousness, spiritual emotions. And when we say that Radhika her body is melting, like Sunitiji said, melting. Yeah, it's not possible to understand. Forget it to understand. But if we understand that love is embodiment of melting, and someone who is embodiment of love, that naturally melting, then we can just through the ears relish some drops of this real truth. And from that relishness, our nature, conditioned nature, will start to change. Otherwise, we will stuck on Dharma. This is my point. Radhe, sorry.
I just saw that Gurudev is there. Gurudev, can you share something on the Bride of the Manjaris, Gurudev?
Radha Dasi Hoy Abhiman. Even Gaudiya Mata lineage is this. Abhiman of what Radha does is not only Baba telling so, but he's also in the Gaudiya Mata. And ISKCON, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is they are following the Bhakti Vinod Thakur line. Bhakti Siddhanta. He is writing, this is the philosophy of that. Radha Dasi Hoy Abhiman. Abhiman means pride. That I am not now in bodily identification. I have a pride. Proud, I am proud. Pride, I have a pride that I am Radha Das. Yeah, अभी लोग जाने के अब तो मिलने के लिए हम तो नहीं तो बोले क्लास चल रहा है अरे नहीं बोला Radha Dasi Hoy. When this day will come, हम भी निकलते हैं क्या इन लोग के साथ चले जा रहे हैं चले जाएंगे क्या करेंगे हाँ बेकार की बात करिए मत कितना मीठा बोल गया चले जाइए हम बोले चलो खुशी अच्छा बोल रहे हम बात से नहीं की आराम से चले जाते गाड़ी आपको गाड़ी की कमी होगी तब yeah please.
Thank you, Gurudev.
My God. No, he's gone. I wanted to share something on the point of glorification, because I myself, I have noticed how much it helps, even on my human level, with not a strong sadhaka, not a strong sadhana, just practice the glorification. What are we doing here in these Zooms? We are practicing glorification. And that service is mercy by Gurudev. And you know what? What is the good news? It's not limited to us few heads here. It's available to all of us. And that glorification is something, it's very uplifting, I feel. And it comes, even, if it's imperfect, it doesn't matter. But this glorification is a very, very sweet and very merciful service. So by saying this, I also want to encourage all the devotees who are listening here, please start practicing glorification. I am experiencing it in my life, how much it helps me. It doesn't matter when you sing the song, that is also a beautiful glorification. Like Gurudev was just saying this Radha bhajane jadi. Know this song. It's also in one of our CDs. We sing it in Madhuri's studio, and I am also very much looking forward, by the way, to have all the guests and Japanese sisters and brothers here and go to the studio and glorify together. And that glorification is not dependent on my ability, how good I sing and how perfect I speak, if I'm very knowledgeable or not. It just is a simple and honest effort, practical thing to say something very nice about Radha and Mohan and their devotees. So please, everyone always feel invited. I know these Zooms, they have the tendency that always the same people speak, but this should not be like this forever. So please, everyone, also, if you feel something you want to share, then jump in, because glorification is a service that we need to learn, all of us. Jai Shri Radhe.
I also wanted to say that, when you see on the subject of pride, you see that everyone is honest. Everyone should be very honest. So there is no feeling more detrimental to bhakti than pride. Everyone has experienced that, because pride leads to aparadh. Finish. There is no more discussion, because pride leads to nonsense. So you can see, you can check out yourself. How does it feel when you are proud? You cannot perform bhakti. So how can we then understand that, the pride in the spiritual realm? So it is not harmful, like Gauranga Sundara said. It is very desirable and beneficial in bhakti, the spiritual pride. You can realize this yourself when you say every morning, I'm so proud to be a Dasi of Swamini. It will not hinder you in bhakti. But if you are proud that you are a fantastic teacher, fantastic engineer, fantastic, that will hinder bhakti. So pride in the material world will be an obstacle, and pride in the spiritual world, when you know where you belong and who you are and what is your seva, it will be beneficial. So this is a very important point, I think, at least.
I don't have anyone else but you in this world. If you are not merciful to me, then where will I be? I think this is another very important point, and I would like to invite you again to share on that point also.
Radhe Radhe. I try. Thank you for Suniti Didi and all. You are so merciful. All. Actually, so without senior devotees, we cannot understand. So thank you for helping us. So just now, Goravani Prabhu read what come to my heart is how he is now one point. This is always Gurudev says, one pointness. Without you, we cannot survive. Of course, I'm not such a rebel, but every day we are listening like this Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi Manjari. We have maybe some opportunity to understand this one day. But without this sharing from Sita Mahatmas, Acharyas, our Gurudevas, our Vaishnavas, we have no chance. Because we are totally material person, material consciousness, we have no chance. But they are so merciful, they open their heart very deeply. Then they show us, please come to this spiritual consciousness. It's very miracle. I listen these words and all your words, automatically my thanks will come. This is come to my heart now. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much, Kishori, that you share with us your feelings. And like Suniti Didi said, it is very welcome to share. It doesn't depend on any qualification or consideration of platforms or something like that. I had this thought that because of this honestly praying, please cast a slight merciful glance on me. I don't have anyone else but you in this world. And if you are not merciful to me, then where will I be? This is a completely deliverance to the lotus feet of Radhika. And immediately she responds. That's why the next sentence in the same prayer is already, you are named Radhika, Krishna's Aradhika. That shows your greatness. And I'm just a shadow, but I will be needed also. So immediately this natural oneness appears when we honestly have these feelings that without you, I don't exist.
Yes, and I would like to add that we do have consider that we are really lonely. Really lonely. Latest in the process of dying, we have to learn this. I am really lonely. So there is no one else than Radhika.
And because I'm lonely, please take me with you. And engage me in that seva, who leads to, oh, my mistress. Oh means something like, I wonder who you are. I cannot get a picture of who you are. Oh, I know you are my mistress. But oh, I'm astonished in every moment. Oh, my mistress, you have so great qualities. You are a great illusory potency. Oh, great illusory potency that enchants even Sri Gopendra Kumar. This is the next sentence of Srila Anandadas Babaji. Brajeshanandini Durga enchants Lord Shiva's mind with her 10 Mahavidya illusions. But you can enchant the original, supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, in innumerable ways. What to speak of Lord Mahadev? See Canto 8 of Bhagavad. Krishna can enchant even Bhuma Purusha, Lord Narayan. See Canto 10 of Bhagavad. And even himself, Vishwapanam Swasyaja, Canto 3. And in Caitanya Caritamrita is written, Rupa Deki Appanara Krishnara Hoilo Chamatkara. Even Krishna was amazed when he saw his own form. But Sri Radha can enchant even the all-enchanting Sri Krishna. Sri Gopendra Kumar Mohana Mahavidya. Sri Radha is known as Koti Dasi Vatsala. She who is full of motherly affection for all her millions of maidservants. What a wonderful connection. It follows this prayer completely. And this is actually, by the mercy of Srila Anandadas Babaji, is giving us the idea that we can be one of them. Giving a hand.
Gauravadi, I would like to put a little bit tattva in here. I remember I always try to understand this, how Krishna can play with his friends and feed with them and have bhojan, thali, and get all the prasad from them, and when they are millions. And similarly, I was thinking, what is the importance of me when there are so many who are much better that can be, in the human mind? Because as Tarun Baba, you said nicely, it's very difficult to come to that level. With the human mind, it is like impossible, close to impossible. But we get also mercy from our teachers. So I heard also from other devotees that in the spiritual existence, which I try to, reach and live there, and which I am part of, actually by nature, there is so many possibilities that are unlimited, that are like that Srimati Radhika has a personal relationship to all of her dasis without neglecting any one of them. And I once asked Gurudev, and I'm opening a little secret here for my brothers and sisters. For me, at least, it was a revelation to hear it. And so I would like to share it with you. How is it then when we are with Swamini and Rupa Manjari and Tulsi Manjari? Is there me also, just with them? And he said, yes. And I said, well, Gurudev, is it then also that, there's a Radha Mohan for all of us? And he said, yes. And I thought that was for my human understanding some help to know that there's unlimited possibilities for all of us. And we all have this personal relationship. And it's not limited to the human mind who tries to understand how Srimati Radhika has millions of maidservants. And she looks at them and they feel very happy. It's not that there are millions of them standing and waiting for the glance. No. And then like in a big rock festival, one of them in the last corner is happy if the star is, looking at them. And no, it's not like that. It is on the spiritual level that all of us have a very personal relationship with our Radharani from eye to eye.
This is a very good example, Suniti, with the rock festival, because it shows perfectly the one-dimensionality. You see that when you go to a rock festival, like Metallica or whatever, there is only one Metallica on that stage. And only one band is playing and 60,000 people are standing there and watching them. So this is the material world. But in the spiritual world, this now comes to the point there's not only one stage. So every one of us, I was talking to Yukal Kishore, and Yukal Kishore was also speaking with Baba about that point. Every one of us has a personal Ishtadev and a personal relationship, a personal stage. Like you said, we cannot imagine there are like, when you go to the Arbeitsamt, when you go to the doctor, everyone gets a number and you are number 350 million and something. So no, this is not, our mind cannot understand these dimensions. The material world is clear. There's one stage, there's one band, and we look at them. But in the spiritual world, all these stages are interacting. For example, just imagine one point. The spiritual world is not fixed. It is not a fixed geographical location, which is conditioned and limited. So we hear that the ground on which Radhika is moving sometimes expands and sometimes the opposite of expanding, shrinking. So sometimes she needs to go
subtracting.
Sometimes she needs to be very fast, and then the way from Varshana to Radhakund, as an example now, is actually kilometers. But in the spiritual world, the way the geography can move itself. So, like you said, there are endless possibilities, and this is hard to understand. But like also you said, it gives hope that every one of us. This is not a cheap salesman technique. That you get your own. It's really an eternal truth that we have a personal relationship with Radha and Krishna. They are not sitting on one throne. Also, we can see that the Leela of Krishna is in millions of universes taking place. So it's not comprehensible. He's in the spiritual world, but similarly in all of the universes right now, the Leela is somewhere it is going on. So it is an eternal process which we cannot understand, but which gives hope that every one of us has its own stage, you can say, its own altar, paraphernalia, relationship. I think it must be really wonderful if if we can hang on to that hope, and that thought.
Yeah, this multidimensional possibilities is important, even if we cannot understand it with the material brain. But for my spiritual existence and my spiritual Manjari identity, it is very important. Right, Gurudev? I want to be with you there and with Radha Mohan. Oh, we cannot hear you.
Maybe someone can turn on the microphone by Gurudev?
Maybe Uddhavji, you can repeat that. We didn't get it.
Gauranga Sundar is going to Italy now.
Wow, you are in another multi-dimensional universe, Gurudev.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes, you're happy?
Happening everywhere.
Yes, you are also doing multi-dimensional supervising, Gurudev.
Every place is Baba. Is Vani.
Yes.
Not words, Vani. It offers to say the words. The feeling of Baba. Realization of Baba. When you read this book, Vilapasamanjali, you can understand every book. Caitanya Caritamrita, Srimad Bhagavata, all the books why is mentioned is all Krishna Vidya. Bhagavad Gita. Uddhav is explaining Bhagavad Gita. Super, I never listened that deepest meaning of that. When I listen the words of Gauranga Sundara, wow. I cannot share, I cannot talk what he's sharing that. Wow. He's inside, but I have no words to explain that. But he's explaining that. This is the mercy of Baba. Not happening. This is realization. Without realization can happen. When I see Jananta Maharaj, 10,000 followers, everybody has a japa in hand. In Japan, difficult to be a vegetarian, and they are chanting and they are trying to change their life. Takes time, but they are doing or not. All are moving by Gauravani.
You are moving us, Gurudev.
I mean, I'm mad when I listen. Why I'm hiding? Because I take so much juice from them. Really, so juicy. Now, there is time is over. Gauravani will say, Caitanya Caritamrita and Vilapasamanjali, both connections. Wow, super great. I cannot understand what he's doing. Super great. So, from Vilapasamanjali, Caitanya Caritamrita is connected. Vilapasamanjali, Bhagavad Gita is connected. Caitanya Caritamrita, Vilapasamanjali, Srimad Bhagavad is connected. Everything is connected. When you are in your Sarup and this practice is developed, everything is crystal clear. To feel how divinity is moving, how it's moving, and what is the meaning of that subject. Clear understanding, clear, crystal clear. Right, Uddhav or not? Same your feeling. Yes. How you are so clear to you explain these things. You can say
it's
linked.
It's interlinked. We learn this every time we have class. Interlinked ideas, interlinked souls, interlinked devotees. Every time.
And when you talk, from which identification you talk?
From the Nikunj, from the Manjaripa. I try.
You try, no? We can try. We cannot say we are Siddha. We can only try to be there. This is trying. What beautiful things, Gauranga. We are crying, and this is the ecstasy of love. Tears. And Narayan Maharaj said, greed. Why is it happening? Because of the greed. One thing, when you are talking, one thing comes. we need your mercy. Arey bhai, I need only your mercy. If somebody other give mercy, I don't need that mercy. I need your mercy only. That's it. I'm close for other mercy. I don't want other mercy. Many are ready to give mercy, but please, I need your mercy. That is the meaning of that. Only your mercy. If you have no mercy, I'm happy also. But if I need only your mercy, that's it. And this is all mercy of Tarun Baba, who is helping indirectly to us by giving books, sharing about Anandas Babaji, and inspiring us for that. Thank you, Tarun Baba. We will never forget you. You forget us, but we will never forget you.
Yeah.
We have only one. You have many, I know that. But for me, you are only one.
I'm never forgetting you, Gurudev. This you know. How can I ever forget you? Not possible. I'm a rascal, but sometimes I come and take the dust of your lotus feet.
You neglect us.
Yeah, I know. That's the nature. That's the nature of a rascal. I know.
I need. We all need your mercy more.
I need your mercy much more, Gurudev.
How Jananda Maharaj became monarch? How to open him? I like so beautiful. He explained everything. Yes, God one. This is God one in this. Thank all of you. Bless to me that I can also increase some devotion. My song. Yeah. Bless me. I need blessing of all Vaishnava Bhai. Bless me. Radha Rasa.
Radhe
Bless.
Radhe Radhe Go.